You might not believe this, but showering too often can actually make you feel worse as you get older. I know, it sounds odd. After all, most of us were raised with the same idea. A good person starts the day with a hot shower. It meant we were clean, respectable, and ready to face the world. For decades, that habit probably felt like second nature. But here's the surprising truth. The older we get, the more our bodies change. And what once helped us feel fresh and energized can slowly start to do the opposite. If you've ever stepped out of the shower and felt your skin stinging, itchy, or drier than usual, or if you've noticed red patches that weren't there before, you're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. A few weeks ago, a woman named Helen, 74 years old, spry, sharp, and proud of her daily routine, told me she couldn't figure out why her legs always felt like sandpaper. She moisturized, ate well, and drank plenty of water. But her skin just kept getting worse. When I asked her how often she showered, she said, "Every day, first thing. I've done it for 50 years." And that was the light bulb moment. Because after a certain age, our skin gets thinner. It loses its natural oils, and that daily shower, especially with hot water and harsh soaps, may actually be stripping away the very layer of protection your body needs to stay healthy. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to stop showering or give up hygiene. Quite the opposite. This video is about rethinking how we care for our skin and our safety after 60. Because the truth is, staying clean doesn't always mean scrubbing from head to toe every single day. In fact, a few small adjustments to your routine could help you feel more comfortable, boost your skin's natural defenses, and even lower your risk of infection and falls, all while keeping your dignity and independence fully intact. So, if you've been wondering whether you're doing too much or if your hygiene habits still serve the body you have now, stay with me. You might be surprised by what you learn. Let's take a closer look at what's really going on with our skin as we age and why the rules we grew up with may not apply anymore. As we age, one of the first things that begins to change quietly and often without us noticing is our skin. It's easy to miss it first. Maybe your arms feel a little tighter after washing. Maybe your legs flake a bit even though you've applied lotion. You chalk it up to weather, to aging, to bad luck. But what's really happening is this: your skin is thinning. After the age of 60, our skin naturally begins to lose collagen, elasticity, and the ability to retain moisture. The glands that once kept our skin supple with natural oils slow down, leaving us with a protective barrier that's far more fragile than it used to be. And when we step into a hot shower, especially every single day, we're not just washing off the dirt, we're washing off the little defense our body has left. Let's be honest, nobody ever told us this growing up. We were taught that cleanliness is next to godliness, that a daily bath was the gold standard of self-care. But for seniors, that same routine can start to work against us. It's like trying to clean a delicate old painting with a pressure washer. The intention is good, but the method is too harsh. Strong soaps strip away natural oils. Long showers with hot water expand the blood vessels, dry out the outer layers of skin, and break down that thin protective layer even more. Before long, what started as a ritual of health becomes a hidden source of harm, leading to dryness, irritation, inflammation, and tiny cracks that bacteria just love to sneak into. And for someone whose immune system is no longer as quick to respond, those tiny cracks can lead to real problems. Infections, sores that won't heal, discomfort that lingers for days. This isn't to scare you, it's to empower you. Once you understand what's changing beneath the surface, you can work with your body instead of against it. Because the truth is, you don't need to scrub away every day to stay healthy. In fact, you might feel better, more moisturized, and more energized by doing a little less. And that brings us to the first major shift that doctors and dermatologists recommend when it comes to showering after 60. Let's start with the biggest and surprising change: Cutting back on how often you shower might actually make your skin feel better. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I've been showering every day. That's just what clean people do. And you're right, that's what we were taught. But here's what the science and the experience of thousands of seniors is showing us now. As we get older, our skin loses its natural oils, especially after 60. And those oils aren't just there to keep us shiny. They're a natural barrier, a form of protection. They help lock in moisture, defend against bacteria, and keep the skin flexible and strong. But every time we step into a hot shower, use a strong bar of soap, and towel off without moisturizing, we're removing those oils, like scrubbing wax off a wooden table over and over again. I remember a man named Harold, 81 years old, sharp as a tack, proud of his daily routines. He told me he'd been taking a hot shower every morning at 7 a.m. for 50 years. Rain, shine, even the day after a surgery, he stuck to it. But over time, he started noticing red, itchy patches on his arms and legs. His doctor tried creams, even antibiotics, but nothing seemed to work. Then someone finally asked about his shower routine, and that changed everything. Once Harold started showering just 2 or 3 times a week using lukewarm water and a fragrance-free body wash, and moisturized right after, his skin finally healed.
Within 3 weeks, the itching was gone, and so was the redness. That's why many dermatologists now recommend seniors take full showers only 2 or 3 times a week, unless you've been sweating heavily or exposed to dirt. And when you do shower, keep it short, under 10 minutes, and make the water warm, not hot. Swap out harsh bar soaps for gentle, moisturizing cleansers. And don't forget the most important part. Moisturize immediately afterward, while your skin is still slightly damp. Focus on your arms, legs, and back, areas most prone to dryness. Remember, your goal isn't to be less clean, it's to clean in a way that works for the body you have now. The result? Softer skin, less itching, fewer infections, and one less thing dragging down your energy every day. And that brings us to another unexpected benefit of changing your shower habits: how it affects your immune system. You might not realize this, but your skin isn't just something that holds everything together, it's actually your first line of defense against illness. That's right, your skin plays a key role in your immune system. It's covered in millions of helpful bacteria that protect you from harmful germs, viruses, and fungi. Think of it like a living shield. But when we shower too often, especially with hot water and strong soaps, we wash away that shield. Over time, that creates tiny vulnerabilities we don't even see. And for older adults, those tiny vulnerabilities can lead to bigger problems. Let me tell you about Clara. She's 77, kind-hearted, and always prided herself on being neat and tidy. She told me, "I just like to feel clean. It makes me feel more in control." So she showered every single morning, scrubbing thoroughly with a fragrant soap she'd used for years. But then she started noticing strange rashes on her back and behind her knees. At first she thought it was the detergent or something in the water, but then she began having recurring infections, little spots that just wouldn't heal. Her doctor did some tests, and the results surprised her. The daily showers were actually disrupting her skin's natural microbiome, the community of helpful bacteria that keep the bad guys out. Once Clara started spacing out her showers to 3 times a week, switched to a gentler cleanser, and moisturized every day, her rashes vanished and the infections stopped altogether. It's easy to forget that your skin is part of your immune system. It keeps invaders out, but only if we don't wash away its tools. The good news? You don't need to avoid water or cleanliness. You just need to focus on targeted washing, keeping underarms, hands, and private areas clean daily, while letting the rest of the skin rest and recover. That small shift can make a big difference in your body's ability to stay strong and resilient. And here's something I'd love to know from you. If you've ever experienced dry or irritated skin and never quite knew why, or if this is making you rethink how often you shower, type yes in the comments to let me know you're still here and that this is resonating with you. Your support helps us keep making these kinds of videos, and it reminds others that they're not alone in this journey. And now that we've talked about what happens to the skin and immune system, Let's talk about something even more dangerous that nobody mentions often enough: the risk of falling in the shower. Now let's talk about something that doesn't show up on the skin, but can change a life in an instant: the risk of falling, especially in the shower. Bathrooms are one of the most dangerous places in the home for older adults, and it makes sense when you think about it. Smooth tile floors, water everywhere, slick soaps, and a glass door that doesn't give much support if you start to lose your balance. Add in hot water, which can lower your blood pressure, and steam that fogs up your vision, and suddenly something as routine as bathing can become a real hazard. I'll never forget Walter, 83 years old, still living independently, still doing his own shopping and yard work. He was proud of that. Every morning he'd take a hot shower first thing, just like he always had. But one chilly winter morning, he stepped into the shower a little groggy. The steam fogged up his glasses, the mat beneath his feet shifted, and down he went. A fractured pelvis, 6 weeks in a rehab center, and he told me later, "I didn't slip because I was clumsy. I slipped because I didn't know my body had changed." That's the part that hits home. Because the truth is, aging changes how our body handles movement, balance, and even heat. Our reflexes slow down, muscles stiffen, and that hot water, while it might feel soothing, can dilate blood vessels and cause a sudden drop in blood pressure. That's why some people feel dizzy when they stand up too fast, or after stepping out of a hot bath. In a slippery environment like the shower, even a tiny moment of lightheadedness can be dangerous. But there are simple things we can do. Reducing your number of showers each week means fewer chances to slip, and shorter showers reduce the time you're exposed to those risks. You can also install grab bars near the shower and toilet, use a non-slip mat both inside and outside the tub, and consider a shower chair if balance is becoming an issue. And here's a tip many people overlook: bathe during your most alert hours, often late morning or afternoon, when you're fully awake, hydrated, and steady.
Staying clean is important, but staying safe is just as important. Because the real goal is not just hygiene, it's keeping your freedom, your independence, and your confidence in your own home. Now, as we've seen, showering affects more than just your skin or your balance. It can also reflect something deeper: your emotional state. And that's what we're going to explore next. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes, the way we shower isn't just about staying clean. It's about how we're feeling inside. I've met many older adults over the years who didn't realize that their hygiene routine had slowly become a window into their emotional state. Some started showering more than usual, 2, even 3 times a day, because it gave them a sense of control or helped pass the time in an empty house. Others stopped showering altogether, not because they didn't care, but because they felt low, alone, unmotivated. One woman, Sharon, 76, shared something deeply honest with me. After her husband passed away, her days felt long and quiet. She found herself taking a shower in the morning and then again at night. "It gave me something to do," she said. "It made me feel like I hadn't just sat around all day." But over time, her skin became irritated, her energy dropped, and her daughter gently asked what was going on. That small conversation opened the door for Sharon to talk about her grief. She hadn't fully realized she was using the shower as a way to cope with loss. With support, she found other comforting routines: journaling, evening walks, and cut back her showers to 2 or 3 times a week. Her skin improved, but more importantly, so did her spirit. And on the other side, I've met folks who used to be meticulous about hygiene, but slowly stopped bathing altogether. It wasn't laziness, it was low emotional energy. Sometimes mild depression, sometimes loneliness, sometimes a quiet surrender to the feeling that it doesn't matter anymore. But here's the truth: it does matter. How we care for ourselves is often a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And small changes in routine, like showering too much or too little, can be gentle signs that something deeper is stirring. If you've ever felt that way, using your shower as a place to escape, or avoiding it altogether because the day feels heavy, just know this: you're not alone. This stage of life can bring a lot of emotions, and it's okay to feel them. But you also deserve to feel comfort, dignity, and peace. And if any part of this has resonated with you, maybe you've noticed a change in your own routine or someone you love, go ahead and type yes in the comments so I know you're still with me. Your voice matters here, and even a simple word can help others feel seen and understood. In just a moment, we're going to talk about how to take all of this and turn it into a safe, balanced routine, something simple you can start this week to care for your body and your spirit. So now that we've explored the science, the emotions, and the risks, let's talk about what you can actually do. Because the truth is, staying clean after 60 doesn't mean a full-body shower every single day. In fact, for many older adults, a modified hygiene routine can feel better, protect the skin, reduce falls, and still leave you feeling fresh and confident. Here's a simple, senior-friendly approach that many doctors and geriatric care experts recommend, and that's worked beautifully for people like Harold, Clara, Sharon, and so many others. Try this. Aim for 2 to 3 full-body showers per week. Choose days when you're most alert, usually mid-morning, when you're steady on your feet, not too tired, and have a little more time. Keep the water warm, not hot, and limit each shower to around 7 to 10 minutes. That's just enough to clean without over-drying your skin. Use gentle, fragrance-free cleansers, not traditional bar soap, which can be harsh. Look for labels like moisturizing, dermatologist recommended, or sensitive skin. And after you step out, pat your skin dry gently, don't rub. While your skin is still slightly damp, apply a good quality moisturizer, especially on your legs, arms, and back. This helps lock in moisture and keep that protective barrier strong. On days when you don't shower, a simple spot clean works wonders. Just use a warm, damp washcloth or cleansing wipes to refresh areas like your underarms, groin, feet, and face. These are the places where sweat and bacteria can build up, and a quick wipe keeps you feeling fresh without needing to expose your whole body to water and soap. You can also make your bathroom safer with just a few tweaks. Install a non-slip mat in and outside the tub. Add grab bars near the toilet and shower wall. Keep a shower chair handy if your legs get tired easily. And make sure your bathroom is well lit, especially if you bathe early or late. Most importantly, create a routine that feels right for you. Whether you're living alone or with a partner, in a house or apartment, you deserve a hygiene routine that supports your health, your safety, and your self-respect. And don't worry if it feels different at first. Changing habits is a sign of growth, not weakness. You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. This is about taking care of yourself with just as much love and wisdom. Coming up next, I'll leave you with a few closing thoughts to remind you why even the smallest changes to your daily routine can have a powerful ripple effect, especially in this beautiful chapter of life. If there's one truth I've learned from working with older adults for many years, it's this: the little things matter more than most people realize. A 5-minute shower, the choice of soap, the time of day you bathe. These aren't just hygiene decisions. They're signals of how we care for ourselves and how we adapt with grace as our bodies evolve. We live in a culture that rarely talks about this. Most health advice still treats everyone like they're 35 years old, bouncing out of bed, rushing through routines, unaffected by sore joints or lightheaded mornings. But aging requires a different rhythm, a slower, wiser kind of care. And understanding that doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. You see, choosing to shower less often isn't about doing less. It's about doing better. It's about protecting the skin that now needs more kindness, the immune system that now needs more support, the balance that keeps you steady on your feet. It's about choosing habits that help you stay independent longer, not relying on more pills or bandages or appointments, but on your own thoughtful choices made day by day. And perhaps most importantly, it's about dignity. You deserve to feel clean without discomfort, safe without fear of falling, in control of your own routine even as things change. Whether you're 60 or 85, this chapter of your life still belongs to you, and your body is still listening to every bit of kindness you give it. So if this video helped you rethink something small, if you're considering skipping tomorrow's shower and moisturizing instead, or switching to a gentler soap, or just being more mindful of how your skin feels, I want you to know something. That's a victory. It means you're not just growing older, you're growing wiser. And that wisdom is something to be proud of. If anything in this video resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what stood out to you, or what you might try changing this week. When you type even just a few words, it helps others feel connected, like we're all learning together at our own pace. And if you found this helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps us reach more people like you, smart, thoughtful, and ready to live well at every age. Until next time, remember, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are adapting. And that is something worth honoring. Take care of yourself, and thank you for being here with me today.